Welcome to the tutorial for 3-4, Defense of Kashyyyk. A sneakily hard level, Kashyyyk should be one of your most practiced levels as it becomes relatively consistent at a top level and will also improve your overall skills at enemy management. We've given it a difficulty rating of 7 and an RNG rating of 4. Goal times on this level are crucial to keep in mind as you don't want to fall behind other runners with your improvement of the level. Let's begin. This is one of the only levels with no screen wipe to start the level, so make sure you are moving immediately after the cutscene ends. Do a single jump with Yoda and force both lights while Chewie is running against the bridge. Once the bridge starts falling, do double jump with Yoda to progress forward. It's a good rule of thumb to always have Yoda's lightsaber out when you're jumping with him so that your momentum doesn't slow down when he touches the ground. Make sure you stay close to the inside of the tree for a good line. On this last bridge, start aiming towards the left side of it so you'll be closer to the clones at the top once the cutscene ends. It may be tempting to jump slash into this cutscene, but make sure to not do this as your movement before the cutscene persists through it. This Order 66 section can be challenging based on your 1P2C ability, but with practice can become relatively consistent. Once you gain control, do a ground attack with Yoda to kill this close clone. You can either keep chaining ground attacks to kill the remaining clones at the top, or do one double jump over them to the lights to start forcing them. It's a good reminder that Yoda is your bottleneck in this section, so try not to take too long killing clones with him. With Chewie, you'll want to take some shots while running right, and once you know you won't hit the invisible walls on the side when shooting upwards, then start aiming at the troopers closer to Yoda and killing them so that Yoda can continue to force the lights as soon as possible. Kill any remaining clones with Chewie, and once the lights are almost done, start heading to the bridge with Chewie as he's your next bottleneck. When the bridge starts falling, continue with both players doing a double jump and then a big jump slash with Yoda before the camera pan. This is done so that you can gain enough distance to aggro these troopers early, giving you ample time to kill them. If you don't get far enough on your slash, it will look like this and you'll have to wait to kill everyone before progressing. Once the camera pan ends, continue forward but wait to shoot the troopers until Yoda is on the circular platform, since if you kill Yoda too early, he will respawn back here. It is recommended that once Yoda has touched the platform, that you kill him along with the rest of the clones so that Yoda's hearts will reset. Then Chewie up the grapple, and if you can, try to kill any straggler clones with Yoda. Leaving these clones alive may cause Chewie or the freed Wookiee to get stuck. Take the second grapple to get up to the top, tap the up input with Chewie and shoot towards the clones. You should see your bullets target the right trooper followed by the left here. Position Yoda near the bridge here while you're doing this. Make sure you hear both clones die before you drop out Chewie. If you drop out too early, the bullets will lose their EBB effect and might not kill the clones, forcing you to go back up to the top. Jump with Yoda across the bridge and head to the right. Do a double jump slam on these 3 boxes, and at the peak of your slam, call Chewie back in. Start forcing the grapple with Yoda, and you can use Chewie as a body blocker for the clones if needed. Once the grapple is about done, head over and use it with Chewie. Once you hear the grapple noise click and Chewie is no longer using it, tap up slightly and spam shots to kill the clones. Once they're dead, jump off and kill any remaining clones that are not already dead with Yoda. Continue forward with both players and shoot these clones with Chewie to free the last Wookiee. Head to the buttons and place Chewie on the far right button and Yoda right next to him. If needed, you can shoot Yoda or Chewie to reset their hearts here while you wait for the Wookiees. After the last Wookiee step on the button, wait until the top of the bridge is almost visible before beginning your double jump with Yoda, as you can get some extra jumps off of it. Once you get close, slash into the transition. The opening is usually considered the hardest room in Kashyyyk due to its variability with the clones. It's good to keep in mind your bottlenecks in the room as they are constantly shifting between the 2 players. Make sure you're aware of the character icons of the 3 Wookiees. If you think you freed one but you still see the icon highlighted, you didn't actually free it and you may have to backtrack to do so. The clones will affect the pathings of the Wookiees, so it's extremely crucial that you kill every single clone during any downtime you have in the room. Entering the beach, continue left with both players, making sure to always be double jumping with Yoda with his lightsaber out. There is a power up in this bomb that you can collect with Yoda. Once you pass that bomb, start aiming shots towards the last 2 bombs with Chewie to blow them up before Yoda gets there. Force the bridge with Yoda, which is easiest to do when standing in this exact spot, then do a double jump with him to force this plant that reveals the grapple. Have Chewie stand on this dark spot on the ground and aim forward with him. Once Yoda forces the plants, you can start shooting the targets at the top from the ground. There's a target on each side, so if Chewie has shot a target but is not changing his aim after one is destroyed, you might need to micro adjust his angle to aim more left or right. You can sometimes get a case that looks like where it may appear to be shooting a target but it's not destroying. This is usually caused by being too close to the target, so try to stand further back with Chewie to avoid this. Runners typically use this black spot on the floor to align themselves in a good spot to shoot. As you're shooting the targets with Chewie, bring Yoda to the gate, and once it starts falling, double jump on it and do a jump slash into the transition. If you get to the gate early, you can jump on this white wheel and off to the left side to skip waiting for the gate to fall. In the next room, spam slash to the transition with Yoda for extra movement. Grab the power up with Chewie and continue towards the end of the room. Make sure to do a jump slash into the transition at the end. Starting in the final room, start going forward with both players and pull Chewie's gun out if it's not already. Take a wider angle with Yoda here so Chewie can clear these clones and droids, then right here take a very tight angle with Yoda around the tree so that Chewie can kill the remaining clones without Yoda dying. If you die here with Chewie, it's recommended to not progress that much forward as the camera will drag. If you die with Yoda though, keep going with Chewie and catch up with Yoda later. Once you round the corner with Chewie, do a jump shot to get the clone out of the AT-RT and you can optionally kill the clone as well. As a small beginner strat, you can hop in the walker with Yoda, walk closer to the elevated ground and jump out to get there. Then you'll do the same with Chewie. However, the intermediate strat is to bring Yoda to this protruding section of the wall, put his lightsaber away and do a medium space double jump to get a pixel jump and make it to the top. Then you'll get in the walker with Chewie and jump to the top with him. It's also important to note that if you get a redrop in here with Yoda here at any point, you will have to drop him out at some point to clear it, as that'll be detrimental in later levels in the run. Drop Chewie out and keep going left with Yoda. Try to avoid taking any damage from the incoming boulders if possible, as your heart count should ideally be high going into the last section. Next we have another pixel jump to get to the top faster. Come left to the protruding wall here and make sure you're close to the wall and hold straight right into the wall. You'll want to space your initial double jump a little bit here to land on the pixel. A good way to think about it is that you basically want to jam Yoda into this pocket in the rock here coming in from the outside. Simply hugging the wall and falling into it will usually not work. It's recommended to keep Yoda's lightsaber out here, but if you're having trouble with the jump, you can also try it with his lightsaber away. If this strategy is too hard, you can jump up in this spot and still cut off a bit of movement. It's worth noting that the pixel jump here saves less than 1 second compared to jumping up over here. It should be treated as an advanced strategy that should only be done at a higher level. Continue right with Yoda and force the platform. Stand on the left button with Yoda and you can pan the camera up to try to get Chewie to show up faster. If for some reason Chewie is not showing up at this point, he likely fell down to the very bottom, which can either happen by dropping him out too early or by not making the jump up top with him. In that case, you'll have to go all the way back down to get him. Once Chewie steps on the button, call him in and continue down the room. Start shooting at the walker to get the clone out of it, and you'll want to clear this pack of enemies here, so fire some shots at them, then round the corner with Yoda, and then fire some cleanup shots to kill the rest of them. Once Yoda reaches this gold stud here, you are in range to force the first 2 lights. Once Chewie gets over the small hill, fire shots to the right to clear those clones. After the first 2 lights are forced, do a single jump with Yoda forward and slightly to the right and force the remaining 2 lights in the back. Once a light is forced, it's destroyable, and it's best to clear them with Chewie's shots. Once Chewie clears the right side enemies, start shooting the lights. If the clones on the left are giving you trouble while forcing, you can kill them real quick with Chewie as well and then finish the forces. After the lights are destroyed, kill any remaining clones and drop out player 2. Once the ship is forcible, do so to end the level. This section is hard for the same reason that the first room is hard. Enemy management is a skill that only develops over time spent with the game in levels like this. Kashyyyk is often one of the hardest levels for beginners, but gradually becomes easier as time goes on and is honestly somewhat of an afterthought for top runners. Practice this level often, and it will improve your skill not just in Kashyyyk, but throughout the entire game. This concludes the Defense of Kashyyyk tutorial.